of our online. And so we invite you to participate in the chat box as well to say hello or offer some shout outs or some amens or whatever your spirit needs. And we're going to start. And I'll invite you to share now where you're joining us from in the chat so we can see where you all are connecting from afar. And we're going to start with a video this time for the first song of our gathering music. This is We Shall Be Known by Mamuse, and we've got a whole team of folks singing it at a service 6 years ago. I think this is Jamie Dingus, Alex Pham, and Joe Lubkin. I think I'm off screen playing some drums. And Moira, when she was maybe like 3 or 4 or something, is adding in some percussion in the background, or at least playing with toys. So Mark David's gonna run that video for us.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time to lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
thank you from the future to past Jamie, Joe, and Alex for that. What a joy. Our next song is Come, Come, Whoever You Are, a song of invitation and welcome. Here we go. Start us off, Alyssa.
Come, come, whoever you are, wonder, worshiper, lover of living. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come.
The words to the song were written by Sufi mystic Jalaluddin Rumi, who had to flee his homeland with his family when he was a small child. And so they fled to what at the time would have felt like the other ends of the earth. And he settled down in the city of Kondia, where he grew up to be a teacher to people of many traditions, but deeply rooted in his Sufi Muslim faith. So we'll sing this song of invitation, this song of welcome and hospitality, welcoming the stranger, written by an undocumented immigrant, written by a Muslim political refugee, seeking a community of love and safety, and building that community, making it real for him and for others that joined. We'll try with a slightly different rhythm. I invite you to sing along. Here we go. Come, come, whoever you are, wander, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Again, come, come, whoever you are, wander, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wander, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Two more times, here we go. Come, come, whoever you are, wander, worship, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Last time. Come, come, whoever you are, wander, worship, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again, come. Come yet again. Come, yet again, come. Last time. Come, yet again, come. Welcome, welcome.
It's now time for our chalice lighting. We light a chalice at the beginning of every service to mark this space as sacred. So I invite everyone, if you have a candle, to light it or to do whatever you need to do to feel like you're making the space your own. Our chalice lighting today is A True Story by Lee Kinvey. This chalice is for the living, the changing, the becoming. This chalice is for losing the script of your life, the chapters about who you are in other people's stories. This chalice is for the lost GPS that was supposed to show you how to get where they expected you to go. This chalice is for skipping the directions, coloring outside the lines, painting, not by number, but by silence, by wild abandon, with a brush you made yourself, from a light deep inside. Startling, vivid, a new voice that already knows you. Finally, a true story.
Okay, thank you for sharing those words and for our chalice lighting. It's so good to be with you all. Again, welcome to Sanctuary Boston. This is a community of vibrant worship, even online, even when we are connecting from afar, and it's a community of real connection. And so, as I said, we hope that you'll settle in and get comfortable, to offer yourself what you need this evening to find that connection even at a distance. So feel free to dance or sing along or get out an instrument and play along, and enjoy our music and reflection and sharing this evening. Mark David, while he still can't speak, is still leading our music for this evening. So thank you, Mark David, and to our other musicians, Alyssa and Lucas and Laura and Kay. It's so good to be making music with all of you. And also, I'm so looking forward to our reflection this evening, shared by Liz James, joining us from Saskatoon, Canada, and always with a good story to share. Tonight she'll be talking about real family values, and I'm so looking forward to reflecting on that together. So, dear ones, take a deep breath, settle in, be present here together. And I'll invite Kathy to read our words of welcome, and we'll invite all of you to read along as this space is made sacred by your presence.
It is our practice to welcome each other into this space by reading these words of welcome. I invite you to join with whatever words resonate with you. Whether you go to church on Sunday morning or light candles on Friday nights, whether you have been hurt by religion, saved by it, or some of both, whether you're brand new to spiritual community or a seasoned seeker, whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we welcome you.
And we'll continue our practice of welcoming by inviting you all to take a moment to say hello and greet your neighbors in the chat box. So feel free to give a shout out in the chat box, or send a direct message to a friend or to a not yet friend. We'll take a few minutes for that now. Mark David offers us some more music.
Mark David, that was some good stuff. Gonna move us into a little more centering, I think, with a little serenade. I'm in love with you, but that's alright. I fall in love nearly every night, and it fills up my heart till I can't keep it in. So I hope you don't mind if I say it again. I'm in love with you, but that's okay. I fall in love almost every day. I'm in love with the boys in the band down my street, and with every good poet I happen to meet. 'Cause loving is easy as taking a breath. I'll do it all day till the day of my death. I don't want to own you, you don't have to stay. Just as long as I've known you, I've wanted to say I'm in love with you. Is that a sin? Just look at the state that you've got me in. When I think of your hands, of your eyes, of your tongue, I get suddenly foolish and humble and young. 'Cause I'm in love with you, honey. Don't be afraid. I fell in love with the love that we made, and it's none of my business if you could love me. You don't have to earn it, I'm giving it free. 'Cause loving is easy as taking a breath. I'll do it all day till the day of my death. I don't want to own you, you don't have to stay. Just as long as I've known you, I've wanted to say I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you.
Thanks, Lucas. That was beautiful. And thanks to the helper off screen. I'm going to start with a story this evening. I was 22 years old, standing in the hallway outside a hospital room, about to do my very first hospital visitation. I was visiting Pat Adams, who was my church hero. She was this warrior, badass, love-filled, inspirational matriarch. During her long life as a church leader, she had taken care of everyone else. And now, as that life was nearing its end, it was time for her church to give back. And I, as incoming chair of the Care and Connection Committee, was going to do the best deathbed visit ever. I'd done my research. Googling how to talk to dying people had not proved particularly fruitful, so I had asked my then fiance, Gary, who worked with cancer patients, for advice as he was dropping me off at the hospital. He had said that sometimes dying people do want to talk about death, and it's good to be there and listen, but that mostly it was important to follow Pat's lead. I don't know about her lead, I said. She asked me to bring the minutes of the Care and Connection meeting that she missed. What does that mean? Well, I hope you brought them, Gary said, laughing. And so now I stood outside Pat's hospital room, running over potential opening sentences in my mind. Maybe casual and funny, a story about how hard it had been to find the room, or spiritual and calm. Maybe a traditional opening like, how are you? But with this subtle, deep emphasis like, how are you? Do you want some lunch? Pat called out to me, interrupting my deliberations. She was peeking around the curtain and waving me in. I stumbled into the room, perched on a visitor's chair, and looked at the meal tray that she was pointing to. A lone aluminum can sat on the tray, and she sat smirking at it. What is that? I asked. It's Ensure, she said. You can have it. She wrinkled her nose. I finally dropped a few pounds, and they don't like it, so they're feeding me this. What kind of idiot tries to fatten someone up with liquid meal replacement? You should ask your cancer doctor fiance if they've ever heard of cheesecake. Well, I could run out and get you some, I began to offer, but Pat just laughed. I'm not hungry, she said. Cancer keeps you from feeling hungry sometimes. I held my eyes carefully still so they wouldn't widen when she said the word cancer. This was the lead-in that I had thought might appear. I was determined to provide her with a safe space. Do you want to talk about death? I offered, with casual sincerity. Not really, she said. I was not sure how to respond to not really. I didn't have other prepared topics. The only two things that I could come up with on the fly were, what are those tubes and needles for? And I also like cheesecake. Neither of these seemed like deathbed talk exactly. Fortunately, it turned out that Pat had no trouble coming up with things to talk about herself. How did the Caring Connection meeting go? She asked. Well, I hesitated. Things went a bit off topic. We do that, Pat said, laughing. At the time, I thought she meant my congregation, but I would come to learn that she means the entire religion. The trick is in how you set up the agenda, Pat told me. Let's go over it together for next meeting. And then we were off, with me drinking it up and completely forgetting to be supportive of Pat's journey into her final good night of the soul. Once we were done with business, Pat wanted to know about me, about how I'd found Unitarian Universalism, about my partner and his work, and if he was the kind of oncologist that had enough pull to change hospital policy so they would serve cheesecake instead of Ensure. And she wanted to know about the boys, how old they were, what they liked in school, how they were liking church so far. And she wanted to know about the wedding, the dress shopping, and the flowers. And how are the plans for the ceremony itself going? She asked eagerly. I looked down, suddenly embarrassed. Surely Pat was about to judge us. Gary and Maureen and I were in an unusual situation. Maureen and Gary were still married, and we had no plans to change this. Maureen's mental illness had left her permanently institutionalized. I had begun as a nanny to the family years ago, and Gary and I's relationship had become something more over time. This had happened with Maureen's blessing. She didn't want Gary to be without a live-in partner forever, and I was the stepmother she wanted for her children. But her mental health meant that she was convinced that getting a divorce would mean she would go to hell, and the idea of hell was very real and tangible to Maureen. And a divorce would have been a lie. Maureen was still a part of the family. We phoned, we visited, we kept what connection her health would allow us to. She didn't live with us, but not being able to live together doesn't make two people not married. Plenty of couples are forced into separate homes by health challenges. So there would be two wives, we decided. It seemed like the only loving option. Pat would have known at least some of this story already. We weren't hiding it, but this was she and I's first direct conversation about it. I stuttered awkwardly through my explanation with flushed cheeks. Pat would have been born in the 1930s or 40s, and I figured that she would have certain attitudes about non-traditional relationships. I assumed a lot of things about Pat, actually, what she would need as a dying person, what she would think of my family and its choices. She, however, made no assumptions about me. As I told our story, Pat's face didn't look judgmental. It looked curious. So who's officiating your ceremony? She asked conversationally. I shrank down further. We're doing it ourselves, I said. Do you want to officiate your own ceremony? She asked, tilting her head to the side. I did not. The whole point of the ceremony was to create a sense of permanency and legitimacy. After years of being unsure if I would disappear from underneath them, the boys needed me to stand up in a white dress and say once and for all, you have two mothers, we're a family, a real family, all of us. And we needed to explain to our extended community, too, that we were a family. We needed to take this strange creature that had been cobbled together out of tragedy and rejected in so many places and make that creature real. No minister was going to touch that, I figured. So we would do it ourselves. We would stand up there on our own, humiliatingly aware that there was nobody ready to stand beside us. Hand me the phone, Pat said, as I finished telling her about all this. I will call Tony. Tony was what we call a lay chaplain in Canada, which is a church member with the training and credentials to do rites of passage. You can meet with him, Pat said cheerfully, and see if you're interested in what he has to offer. Will he offer? I asked in a small voice. Love makes a family, Pat said firmly. It's kind of our thing. I did sort of know that. I mean, I'd seen the rainbow sticker on the door to the kids area that said, ask me about family values. I'd heard the words, whatever your faith, whatever your heritage, whomever you love, every Sunday morning. But I kind of figured that whomever you love was sort of code for it's okay to be gay. I didn't think they meant whomever that you love. Is it allowed to? I began again with growing hope. Who could stop us? Pat asked, grinning. I wasn't sure who could stop us. It wasn't clear who decided what was heresy in this religion full of heretics. This is what we do, Pat said, her voice filled with joy and pride as she dialed Tony's number from memory. This here is the whole point of it all. As she said this, she waved a hand in my direction in this sweeping gesture, rattling all the needles and tubes. I thought she was gesturing to us and our little ceremony. It would be much later that I would learn how much she was how much more she was talking about. All the families, the traditional ones and the unusual ones and all the ones in between. The ones with or without kids, with or without partners. The ones made out of knitting clubs and the networks of friendships formed in gay bars. It was a hand sweep that gestured not just to families, but all the ways we connect. These connections, every last one of them, are the point of it all the things that love makes. That was more than 20 years ago. It would be years before I would learn the term polyamorous, which refers to people who have multiple romantic relationships simultaneously. It would be many years before I would learn to express, as I can now, how my polyamorous identity is deeply interwoven with my Unitarian Universalist one. I think about relationships using the tools that UUism has given me. Honesty, a willingness to re-examine what you have been taught, a focus on respect and consent, careful attention to the way we are connected and how one person's actions affect another person's feelings. To me, these are polyamorous values, even though the exact same values might lead someone else to monogamy. Like with so many parts of our lives, our shared tools can sometimes lead us to very different places, which is okay and great even. I had none of this language when I was stumbling through my conversation with Pat, but I didn't need it. She didn't need it. She had love makes a family, which turned out to be all the language she needed. If you ask me about family values, I will tell you about Pat as matriarch and how she set the tone for my family's life within my congregation. I will tell you about how the cumulative impact of years of being loved and accepted by your faith community. I will tell you about the impact on my children of having all three of their parents welcomed at church without qualification at a time when polyamory was something most people had not heard of. If you ask me about family values, I will tell you it's not just about what happens inside families, but also what happens around them. About growing with your children inside a cradle of love and support. And if you ask me about the beginnings of my journey as a Unitarian Universalist, I will not tell you about the membership ceremony where I signed the book. I don't actually remember that moment. Instead, I remember this moment with Pat, with her lying in the hospital bed, tubes running in and out of her body, gesturing for the phone to call Tony, looking for all the world like a cross between a spaceman, a church lady, and a mob boss. And looking, by the way, not remotely like the dying old lady that I had planned for her to be. In her final days, Pat did more than protect our family by virtue of her blessing. She also taught me how to be a UU. She taught me the value of centering love and staying curious. She modeled how to engage without making assumptions when something is new. And when I made assumptions about her anyways, based on her being an older lady and one at the end of her life, she modeled how to ignore the assumptions of others when they do not suit you. Pat ended her life how she chose to, half running her church from her hospital bed, holding ground for the values she believed in. Love makes a family. Full stop, no qualifications. They said, whomever you love, and they meant it. That was the moment I really became a Unitarian Universalist.
away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love. Wash me away, so that all that's left is love.
In that spirit of love and honoring every family and keeping our hearts open to all that's going on in the world, we're going to split the offering tonight with the Samir Project. So the Samir Project is a Palestinian-led grassroots organization that is sending aid to families in Gaza. You can use the links in the chat box to donate on Venmo or online, or you can find us directly on Venmo at Sanctuary Boston. And the offering music today that we're going to play was taught to me by Lena Malshi. She's a Palestinian composer and violinist, and this song is called Yamma Muel Il Hawa. It translates to Mother, this song of love is my song, and it's a Palestinian resistance tune.
love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Dear ones, we arrive together bringing all the joys as well as the sorrows of our complex lives with us this evening. We invite you to show up here as you are, not having to leave anything at the door. Some of us arrive here wrestling with difficult things, feeling the burden of a broken world with too much violence, too much inequity, just too much that we're carrying. Some of us arrive here this evening full of blessings, brimming with gratitudes. Some of us maybe a little bit or even a lot of both. So we invite you to take a moment now to write any sorrows in particular that you're carrying in the chat box. Please share them as you're so moved. As sorrows shared, our burdens lightened. We'll take a few minutes to share those sorrows now.
There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
Dear ones, we invite you now to share any joys you are bringing with you. Share them in the chat box. As joys shared are joys magnified.
There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love.
I invite you to take a moment to breathe deeply, to be present with yourself, to be present with each other, connecting even from afar. I invite you to breathe deeply and join me in a spirit of prayer. Spirit of life, Spirit of love, be with us as we are with each other this evening. Love that disregards the status quo and makes all things new. Love that calls us to connection and to community, calls us to care for ourselves and for each other, calls us to work for justice around the world and an end to violence. Love, be with us as we are with each other in the all of it. Some of us arrive here hurting, our bodies aching or sore or injured or sick. Remind us that our fragile human bodies are also whole and holy, even when they ache, even when they don't work the way we want them to, even when we are afraid. Some of us arrive here weighed down by the news of the world, of climate chaos, the crises of this climate, the crises of our economies, the crises of war and genocide. It is all too much. Love, lift us up in the midst of all of it, that we can stay courageous, that we can stay strong but soft, that we can stay connected. And love, be with us in the joys as well, in the family reunions, in the new connections, in the greetings, in the travels to new places, the time in nature, the time in the midst of all of it, in the flow of our work, and in the time away from it all, that we might be renewed. Love, be with us in the celebrations of friends and family, of tuitions paid, of good health news, of just another day of maybe some good weather or some cleaner air. Love, be with us in the all of it as we are with each other, in the grief as well as the gratitude, in the sorrows as well as the celebrations. Love, be with us as we are with each other. Amen.
Make us a wary, our sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew.
beloved, whomever you love, you are welcome here. It is love that makes a family. It is love that calls us to connection, to care for each other, to care for ourselves. So go this week in love, in the name of love. Go in peace and go and be blessed as you are a blessing to others. We're going to close out with Where You Go, I Will Go, Beloved, a song about chosen family, a song from the book of Ruth, as Ruth sings to her mother-in-law Naomi, that I will travel with you, even though we are not related of blood. Your God is my God, your divine is my divine, and where you go is where I will go with you. We invite you to sing along, percuss along, and rock out a bit. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Here we go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, where you go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people, they are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. For your people are my people. Your people are